Hello, hello, and welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy, and here she is. She's finished. She's all ready to rock and roll. So, I've put some buttons on the spine. They're actually stitched into the gaps between the signatures. I'll show you as we go through. I did it A for decoration and B just to ensure that the two layers of lace, the cardboard and the inner calico, were securely joined. I've tied her up with this gold cord. Now it has got sellotape on the end to stop it fraying. I'm going to leave that on there, and obviously whoever ends up owning her can do what they choose with her. As you can see, she's 4 signatures for the 4 seasons, as I said originally. We start with autumn because I'm in the UK and that's where we are. So it goes autumn, winter, spring, summer at the back. So it's technically a year's worth of journal. She's got lace, she's got fabric, she's got vintage paper, she's got antique papers. She's got a variety of digikits. There's all sorts in here. So on the front cover is, oh, there's some red thread. We don't want that. The front cover is that small red book onto which I've laid some cotton, some lace, some builder's cloth, a different lace, a different type of cotton, a different type of lace. I've hand stitched deliberately roughly, an old photograph. The book is called Sisters because I feel like they could be sisters. And then we've got a doily, some more lace, a cut out flower from a dress, builder's cloth, and then this brooch. This brooch is not glued on. It could be opened and pulled out if you wanted to. At this point, I would suggest if you want to get a cup of tea or coffee, drink of choice, because we are going to be here for a little while. So this cord wraps round 3 times, so there is plenty of space for this book to grow. Okay, but to be honest with you, it's already, look, pretty huge. I haven't yet counted the pages. I'll have a little look as we go through, but I did weigh it and it weighs 1.3 kilos. She's a big girl. Okay, so then if we open, you see this red book at the front, and I've got music paper making a front pocket, and there's just a little tag in there so you can do some journaling. This is an envelope that's been decorated, and this holds our closure cord. So it closes from that point, not from the cover. Okay. So, and then that's obviously been decorated. I'm going to let it find its natural fall. And there we go. Decorated on the back as well. We've then got this little flip from Vintage Ledger with some paper dolls from Which Craft Do You Do. We've then got an autumn page, that's from Joey the Card Maker. We made these little tabs together on video. There's all sorts of different book pages in here. We've got a little cluster up there with fabric, music paper, stamped fabric and lace. And then there's just a decorative piece there on that page. And on the back, I've just put a picture from another book. You've got plain coffee dyed for writing. You've got a 1969 diary page for October, because obviously we're in autumn. That can obviously also be written on. There's an Edith Holden page, okay, with the horse chestnuts. You've got more coffee dyed paper for writing. And then where I had short pages, I've glued 2 pages together. So you've got dictionary page glued to book page, and that's just been decorated up with a photo and various bits of paper. Could write on that side if you wanted to. You've got this lovely mulberry style paper there, and then we've got another one of those Joey card maker papers that's got a pocket on from book page and a real old photo. And then I've just made a tag and a faux postcard for journaling on in there. We just go on forever, really. There's another one of Joey Card Maker's pages. There's a book page with a cluster, more coffee dyed paper for writing. Now these are the Antonio Makes papers. So I've just folded the bottom up, glued it at one end to make a pocket. And in there we've got a journal card, we've got a collage strip. It's not a real Tim Holtz, it's one that I've made. We've got one of those photo specimens or whatever you want to call it. And then there's a sample photograph of a pair of scissors in there. We've got the Haunted Castle, which I folded back and sealed on the coffee dyed paper to make a pocket for a large tag and a standard tag. That's the coffee dyed paper. This one I've made into an envelope, but there's nothing in there. Coffee dyed paper. Now this is a digi-kit from, I can't think of her name, somebody else, but I used it to back the Antonio Makes paper. This is the original front one, and you've just got more ephemera in there. You've got converted guest check, but it's also a pocket. Okay, so that goes in there. You've got a faux library card and just an interesting piece of paper. That's the pitch the other side. Coffee dyed, lined, going the wrong way, which as you know is not like me. Another Joey Card Maker with one of those tabs. That's that mulberry paper, just with some decoration on. And this is a old book page about first aid. Coffee dyed paper with a cluster. And then this is one of my envelope covers. You've seen me do these a few times. Tear the envelope down, decorate it, and then in there there's another little envelope that I've made. There's nothing in there. It's got a doily on the top and various paper decorations. Then when we go over, there's the other side. That's a real photograph behind a 49 Dragonflies freebie, and this is a real card ephemera. That's the other diary page. More coffee dyed paper. Got a corner tuck here, and that's on 2 pages joined together because they were short. And again, there is a faux postcard and just an interesting paper. And then there's a picture from an old book page. It's oh goodness me, 1911 I believe that one is. And then that's an embossed piece of thick paper with bingo card. And then there's a bug envelope that's just tucked in there. There's another one of those fabric tabs, and that is the first signature for autumn. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and that is where it's the centre where it's stitched. So there's 60 pages in the first signature. Okay, and I generally do them the same, so I reckon there's about 240 pages in here. And then we've got Father Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? He's got a lace edge. That's actually an envelope, and I've done a bit of a secret pocket there to take this large tag. And then here we've got a beautiful snowy scene and some holly. And then there's a dictionary page here. 'Tis the season to be jolly. And we got some dancing shoes because while we're being jolly, we're probably going to go partying. And then we've got just a fabric decoration with a Suffolk puff. These two pages have been joined, as you can see. And this is a faux receipt. I've decorated this page up with some stamping, some print, some old book page, some DigiKit, some embossed paper. And then this one, what I've done here is I've made a little pocket. I've cut out one of the Witchcraft Do You Do ladies, put her on the corner, and then because it's winter, it's cake time, isn't it? So there's a little recipe card there for maple cake, and that just slots down in there. And then there's another one here for Lady Baltimore cake, and an adaptation for Lord Baltimore. The difference being, let me see, this one, lady, has got milk in it and vanilla, and the man's one has got lemon. That's the difference. So vanilla for the ladies and lemon for the men, apparently. I'll just pull that one up so you can see there's two in there. Fabric cluster on the corner, and then we've got a corner pocket here. It's been decorated up on music page. This is an original vintage advert from an 1898 book, and this is a sample picture of cotton reels. And then we've got a Christmas snowy scene, more holly, coffee dyed paper. There's another party shoe there on this book page. And then on the back of the book page, I've made a bit of a collage with lace and paper. This is a recipe book for pork pie, potato balls, and how to cook a crown of pork. Coffee dyed paper. Here's our winter Edith Holden. I've just realised I am on camera, aren't I? Yeah. You may be not quite seeing the top. There you go. So the robin on the tripod and the mistletoe. You can't have Christmas without mistletoe. And then these are beautiful digi papers. This one, this green one here, this is an Artie Maze. This is a beautiful sepia snow scene. I can't remember who that one's from, I am sorry. We've got coffee dyed paper here. This is from that same kit. That's that beautiful holly. I've left the strings, but I've not put anything on them. Another lovely snowy scene. Coffee dyed paper. We've got a little flip here. That sepia winter. These are actually watercolours. And a little decoration there on that green paper. Secret journaling space. There's more of that holly. And again, another real photo. And some old book page and dictionary and a DigiKit. And this is actually a drawer or from some wallpaper, and I've just glued it on three sides so that it is a drawer for these pieces of ephemera. And then we've got a little Winter Wonderland tuck spot here with a ephemera receipt in it. Coffee dyed paper. This is obviously a paper bag. And what I've done here is I've used some of that lovely sepia paper to decorate the front, stuck up the bottom, put some of that recipe book. It's a journaling card, It's another one of those collage cards, and there's a mini cabinet card, and inside it is a huge tag for journaling on. And what I did was I glued it through the gusset on that side, okay, to a short page, and then it's just been decorated on that side. Here's another one of my envelope corners, and that's sitting on a page of royals. There's lots of pictures of Charles, the Queen Mother, Queen Father, and I'm guessing that'll be Anne. So it seemed like we should have a gentry type decoration there, and there's just a family faux postcard portrait in there. And then on this side we can see our late Queen with her children, and that is the Queen Mother, I believe, unveiling something there. And then obviously I've decorated this up, and you can see this is 1898, this paper. And it's got fabric and lace and some digi people, and then there's another faux postcard in there. Coffee dyed paper. This is holly, bulbul, and then a winter scene. And then here I used some of this same kit to make a little envelope, and this is a Joey card maker tag in there. And you've got lace there and a different lace on top, and that just extends that music page just for added interest in the length. I've got a deli bag here. I'll put a DigiKit page on top. There's another giant Christmas feel tag in there, and that's been folded over and stuck onto that short page. And then the back's been decorated again with that old paper from my home chat book, a little fabric cluster there, and a white rose. And then in the very back page of this signature, we've got May your days be merry and bright. And then there's just two little cards from my Christmas paper pad. Whether you're naughty or nice, you made it to the nice list, well done, love Santa. And then you've just got one here that you could use as a bookmark or a tag, dreaming of a white Christmas. And then that goes over, and that is a vintage, you can see 1906. This is a vintage cookery book. Then here we have got a CD envelope. I've just decorated up. You've got a little tag there that can come out and be used, and I've decorated with old paper and those digi people, and you can actually put something in there if you want to, and that's onto a dictionary page. More of this holly and bulbul, and a beautiful snowman. I think that is one of the nicest pictures of a snowman I've ever seen. And then you've got a little tuck-in spot there with another one of these beautiful old images from a magazine. It's all on dictionary page. Got a big pocket at the back there, and we've got two journaling cards in there. Then in the centre, on a Midori style tie of twine, is just a pile of papers for writing on. It's completely loose. You can undo the bow and take it out. You could even cut the string off and not have it there at all if you didn't want to. Then we go into spring, and I've used some brown paper to make a little pocket, decorated it up. This is one of the Louise Heinzel photographs. This is a die cut. This is Which Craft Do You Do? And I've just made a big tag there with one of the digi people and some embossed paper, and that goes in there like that. This is chapter 1 paper. It's beautiful. I believe that's called French Florals. Coffee dyed page, small floral book page. Here is another one of those diary pages, 69, and this is March, because that's the time of year we're in now. Pocket from book page, fabric and an image, and then just a stamped card there. And this is a beautiful digi-kit of these overlaid pieces of wallpaper. I'm writing on the back. We've got dictionary page attached to a small folded over book. This is vintage ledger. This is actual, it's not a photocopy, and this is 1926. And this is a faux cabinet card, and I just used some fabric I was sent in Happy Mail with some embossed paper, digi-kit and some lace to make a pocket. You can see it's actual ledger. I don't think there's a date down there, but it is 1926. Coffee dyed paper, there's the Edith Holden and March, and then we've got this beautiful page here. I believe this is Artie May's collage on the back, and a little fabric tab, and then I've just used lace to make a belly band on this book page, and I've overhung it deliberately for interest. This is a sample picture on a index card, and you may have seen me do this when I did the Scrimping Mummy October video. This is her vintage wallpaper, and Elle, the not ballerina, and that just flips all the way up for huge journaling space, and it's got some beautiful vintage, these are vintage laces. Coffee dyed paper, and this is a layaway, a faux layaway card. Again, that's been stuck to a short page. This is more of the chapter 1 fabric tag or tab, and then here, this is the other one that I did on the video, whereby you make a pocket section out of an A4. So at the back there, you've got a receipt. It's a faux receipt, obviously. And then in the middle, you've got another one, but they're all, you know, ideal writing places. And then 2 more of these beautiful images from Scrimping Mummy. I've just backed them in some card. I stuck some faux tickets there, and this was an old piece of ephemera that I had in my stash. So I've just put all that in there. That's on handmade green paper. And then I recently did this one with you, where we did the envelope pockets of the, you know, mini file folders, and then we put journal cards in them. That one goes that side, doesn't it? And we did that, I did that with you, well, I think that was last week, wasn't it? And then the bottom one, in case you didn't see the video, there's another one, and it's got a journal card and a tag in the same. This one's got some fabric on the bottom. This is an old flower book, and I've just decorated with a, you know, I want to say urn, but it's like more of a trough, isn't it, of roses. Coffee dyed paper. Then here, this is the centre again, so I've made another envelope, but this time I've made a pocket and put one of these photo frames on. I've hand stamped this card. Just put all the stamps together to make it an interesting tag, and then when we go over, it opens up and it is an envelope, but there isn't anything in there at the moment. Coffee dyed paper, fabric ruffle, that's the old book page. Then again, I've decorated that up with a fussy cut rose from a digi-kit, handmade paper again, chapter 1 paper, and a fabric tab. And then here, this one is the wallpaper again from Scrimping Mummy, where I did recently in a video. I've just decorated the front with a bit of collage, and it flaps that way, and it's decorated with a receipt, and it's got a faux postcard in there. and then it flaps that way. Not Ellie, Lily. And that's old dictionary page and her again. And then this is a faux, I want to say scorecard, but that's not right. Focus card for kids, you know. Old book page, butterflies on that side, coffee dyed paper. There's another corner pocket that's been decorated, and that's on a smaller page. All the pages are different papers, different sizes. This is a faux, I don't know, it's a faux photo, I suppose is the answer. Children in the train station. And then this is a sample image on an index card. So you've got those two there. So yeah, all the pages, they're all different types of paper. They're different sizes. Some are real papers. Some are printed faux papers. Handmade paper. It's every type of paper in here you can think of, really. And that's just a collage there, and that's that Artimage sheet. And there is the other side of the Edith Holden. And then on this side, we've got a big corner pocket with a rose bundle. I made just a little folded print. I believe this comes from Yvonne Preston, and I've just tied some of that chiffon ribbon that I've got in my shop in there, and I just made a pretty double-sided tag there, and that goes in there like that. Coffee dyed paper. This is the ledger with a fabric ruffle. Old book page. This is that beautiful overlaid wallpaper digi. Another fabric tab. That diary again. And then here again I've done just an amalgamation because the page was short. So I've put on an invoice. I put on some music paper on the back of this 1911 diary, put an image and some stamped fabric, made it all into a pocket for this very suave looking gentleman, or indeed this collard with this couple, whichever way you'd like to go. And that just sits in there. Coffee dyed paper, and then we reach the end of that signature with the chapter 1 papers. And then we go into summer. And I'm just going to find something to put, don't know if I've got anything, something to put underneath it to support it, because it is quite high and I don't want to put too much strain on the spine. I mean, it should be fine, but Edith Holden page. And then here we've got a corner pocket. July, because obviously we're going this summer and we're on blues and yellows. So it's just like a journaling card there. Vintage book page, and that is a texture paste through a stencil with tissue paper coloured on top. There's a King Cup fairy card on an index, and then we've got this beautiful digital page by 49 Dragonflies. Some of that fabric that I used originally when I made that journal. This page, I believe, is Artimage, and on here we have got a little envelope with that wallpaper overlaid paper, a little bit of lace. There's nothing in the envelope, but there is a digital card, a tag with a dangle behind it. And then we've got layaway card with a faux paper clip. And I know I did these with you on video. There's another tag under there. You can see how each season we changed the colours up. So we started with the oranges and the browns, and then Christmas we went into all the sort of Christmas sepia colours, and then in spring we were in pinks and greens, and now in summer we're in the blues and yellows. another book page with butterflies on. And here we've got a tuck. I believe this is Artie Mays, and then Witchcraft You Do Paper People. This is from Scrimpy Mummy. Just made that into a journal card. Tuck that in there. And then this is a tag, and that can also tuck in there. This is that overlaid wallpaper again. And then I used Artie Mays paper to make a 3-sided envelope. That side I just cut off. And then we've just got this beautiful fairy journaling card that goes in there like that. And then here I used the Scrimpy Mummy wallpaper kit to make a belly band, and this is an old calendar page that I've just used to make a blue and yellow summertime envelope behind there. Got an invoice here. It's got a bingo game card on the back, and that's on like a narrow bend over again. Coffee dyed paper. This I believe is Artie Mays paper, and again I've just done a little vintage photo from a book flip there. Yeah, it's definitely Artie Mays. And then here we've got book page, and it's just got this framed picture of a lady and 2 girls. Shorthand book. Coffee dyed paper. More mulberry. This one has got blue and pink flecks in it. The first one had like plant in it. Dictionary page. This is another one of my envelope corners. It just makes a double-sided pocket. It's been decorated up with all sorts of things there. There's fabric and lace, various papers, and this is a spool from Scrimpy Mummy, and I've just wrapped some embroidery thread round it and glued it down, so it's quite tactile there. And then we've just got a journal card and a tag, double-sided tag, sitting behind there. And then this side decorated up again with all sorts of things. I mean, there's a real stamp. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different digi-kits and some vintage book page on that one. And then we've got a guest check tag. This is some of that Tim Holtz decoupage paper, and another one of these number cards that I can't think what they're called. Somebody will write in the comments what they're called. I know they will. We're at the centre. Coffee dyed paper. This is a deli bag, glassine bag, that's just been decorated up with various things on a dictionary page. And this is just a journaling card that goes in there. It's quite serendipitous, this book. Although I've kept the colours running through the seasons and tried to make them seasonal. I mean, we've got snowmen in the winter one, you know, we've got pumpkins in the autumn, we've got flowers in spring and summer. It's a total mismatch. It's lovely in that it's not the same, in my opinion. These little tags, I just cut the pictures out from the Witchcraft You Do bits and pieces, and I put 3 layers, I believe, of nail polish, and then obviously just made a hole in it. It just makes them that little bit tougher. So there you go, and it says, the captain was a duck with a jacket on his back, and when the fairy ship set sail, the captain said quack. It just made me laugh. So there you go, there's a little pocket with that in. That's the mulberry paper. You've got coffee dyed paper, shorthand. This is the Artie Mays paper. There's another one of these 3-sided envelopes. And then I've done 2 different tags. This one is an actual dried rose from my garden, and I've laminated it and stitched around it so you can see through that. And then this is like a faux cabinet card. It's just people out of a magazine on dictionary page with an oval and a little tab on the side. That's that one. Coffee dyed paper. And then here we just got a little cluster to decorate the page up a bit. And this is one of those Scrimpy Mummy digicards. And that sits in there like that. And then I made this little tiny, she says, has it got itself glued together? No. Made this little tiny 2-page photo album. And I just stuck it in there like that. Because I can, basically. And then we've got a corner pocket here. Just been decorated up. Various things. There's 2 different digikits and a die cut. And then we've got an actual ephemera, Hampton Court first day cover stamp. And then we've got a faux postcard with a tea party shoe on it, garden party shoe. And then we've got a pretty pink tag, Dreaming of Roses. So that's that one. And then we come over, and I know I made this on camera with you because this is the Scrimpy Mummy pocket and the journal card. I know we made that. And then we've got that lovely wallpaper overlay again. We've got an invoice with, this is a print of an original. I do have the original and I've overlaid it with vintage looking crockery. Coffee dyed paper, and then we've got vintage cookbook. We've got this blue tag, and that's underneath this altered paper clip that we did. This is Scrimpy Mummy. It's got fabric and lace on it. And then we got 49 dragonflies. And then we've got Edith Holden. And there is a pocket here. I've not put anything in it. I probably should actually. What have I got to hand? Not a lot. Oh, do you know what? I've got this pretty little... Should we just pop that in there? See, it's so... This is what I said. It's so serendipitous, this book. Just pop that in there. You see, that happened on video. So there you go. There she is. She's a big girl. And because it's basically a fabric spine, she is quite, you know, movable, but it's all stitched very, very tightly. It's not going anywhere. You see, it just slides. But then if you pick her up and tie her up, you can restrain her to where you want her. But as I say, there is loads of rope here, so it could really go double size if you wanted it to. And then all I did was I wrapped that all the way round, and then there's an obvious gap here in long and short papers, so I just slip that through there like that, and that was that. So pull them down off the faces. There she is. So I would like to say a huge thank you for watching the flip through of this beautiful book. I mean, I've got big hands, you know. She's really chunky in your hand. She's beautiful. So we said there's at least 240 pages. She is 9 by 8 at the biggest point, and she stands 3.5 inches on the spine. But don't forget that obviously this cover is actually only 5 inches, whereas the back cover is 7 3/4. So, you know, perhaps not quite 8. But anyway, there you go. She will be in my Etsy shop by the time you've watched this video. So if you'd like to go and have a look and read further details, be my guest. In the meantime, thank you so much for spending time with me. Take care. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.